Hello there and welcome to Three Spoonies. We're your hosts, Karen and Joe. Claire will be back next week. This is episode number 46.5 and we're discussing better customer service for disabled people. Let's get into some questions.
Are you drowning in admin? Struggling to keep up with emails, invoices, social media, or the endless to-do list that comes with running a business? Then it's time to call in Vicky Admin Fairy, an award-winning virtual assistant who brings order to admin chaos. Vicky works with all entrepreneurs, regardless of their background or abilities, to take care of the time-consuming tasks that slow you down. Whether it's managing emails, sorting financial admin, handling social media, chasing late payments, the list is endless. She saves business owners hours every week, reducing stress and ensuring everything runs smoothly. With 25 years of experience, a flexible, client-focused approach, and a reputation for going above and beyond, Vicky adapts to your needs, making your business more efficient so you can focus on what you do best. And the best part? You'll have more free time to grow your business, boost profits, or just enjoy life without admin headaches. Want to free up your time and get your business running more smoothly? Visit www.vickyadminfairy.co.uk or email hello@vickyadminfairy.co.uk to find out how Vicky can help you.
Hello, I'm Karen from Pony Pony Pony.
Joe from Brightcap Business Solutions.
And together with Claire, we are Three Spoonies, navigating our way through life and business with not enough spoons. We are once again joined by lovely Gavin Neate. Hello.
Hello.
As ever, splendid to see you. Would you like to tell us a little bit about you, just in case people have forgotten since last week, or they didn't see or hear it?
Oh, well, first of all, I would say you've got to go and find it. It's a really good, fun interview, and I absolutely love doing it. So go and have a listen if you haven't. But if you haven't seen it, my name is Gavin. I'm 57 years old this year. I am ex of Guide Dogs for the Blind and the Royal Air Force. With Guide Dogs, I was a guide dog mobility instructor. And when loads of people started turning up to train with their guide dogs, taking mobile phones out and talking about accessibility and email groups and all the things that they were doing with technology, I got really excited and started thinking about how technology could be used better to help disabled people live more independent lives with more choice. That's kind of what I do.
That's a very important and wonderful thing to be doing, I feel. So I'm going to pass over to Joe, who has our community questions. Whoosh!
Yes, I'm being Claire this week since we do not have a Claire. Be sad because we do not have a Claire. But yeah, Gavin, I've got 3 questions for you from our community. The first one is from Lacey. They say, there's only me in my company, just like me. People assume there are more of us as I have a big website. Someone phoned up to complain and wanted it escalated. I panicked and handed the phone to my adult daughter to pretend to be my supervisor. What's a better way to handle this?
Oh, that is such a super question. And I can talk from personal experience because no matter how big everybody thinks my company is, working with all these amazing clients, there's only 2 of us. There's only me and 1 other in the company. And we have customer support and we have a phone line that people can call and email addresses that say hello at welcome and all this kind of stuff. And I get asked that question all the time. And I think it's okay to say it's just you. I think it's okay to say for people to understand that you're not a massive corporate. And I think it's important that people do understand, especially when something's innovative or new, that they're going to have a slightly different level of service, but it's going to be more personal. And the moment that you stop pretending, and I totally love the initiative of going, quickly take this call. You can just imagine your daughter going, I've got to be a supervisor. I can totally understand the feeling that you need to do that, but sometimes it might be worth coming clean and saying, do you know what? you've just escalated to the head of the company because that's me. I make all the decisions here. So what you say to me today, right now, is getting right to the people that you need to be in touch with. And nobody's not going to be impressed with that. They're just going to go, oh my God, I'm talking to the CEO or the founder. So I would say, generally speaking, that coming clean is probably not a bad way of dealing with it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's fair. I mean, people think I've got a bigger company than I do because I've got a big website. It's like, no, it just looks nice. It's fine. But yeah, I like that answer. That works. My second question for you is from Nick. Should I have lots of ways for people to get in contact? Is it expected to have a text phone option?
Well, that's a really another great question, Nick. We have an email address which is hello@well-co.me, which is our support contact, and we send everybody there. So we'll send people who are using Welcome to that particular email address, but we'll also send clients that we already have to that email address, unless they want to write to us and they know our email at that point. But we'll also send clients who we might have in the future to that email address. So it all comes through that one email address, which is picked up by Alan, and then he then gives it to me if he feels that it's something I can deal with, or he deals with it if it's himself. But we have one email address that covers them all. Phone numbers, there are lots of different ways of looking at this. If you put your own personal phone number out into the world, not only are you going to get lots of calls that don't necessarily feel as important as they could be, and that, let's face it, they're going to take up a lot of time, but you're also going to get calls that are people trying to sell you stuff. And that's going to be really challenging as well. I think having an email address is quite good, because you can then read it and then put it into, I can deal with that later, I can deal with it immediately, or I don't have to deal with it at all. In fact, it's better if I ignore it. So I would say an email address is really useful, but I'm not an expert in that area. I just know what's worked well for us. And I hope that helps, Nick. I hope that helps.
I would say if you do have a mobile number for work, I don't know if all companies do this, but my mobile over the last couple of years started flagging something when it's reported as spam or suspected spam. So I don't answer those, which is much nicer than the weight of, is someone going to talk to me? Is this a recorded message? Yada, yada. Quite like that. Mm.
Yeah, in the States, the alert says scam likely, which I rather enjoy.
I quite enjoy that too.
Although it's tough to always be on, and I am always on. So for people that have got my email or my phone number, they can contact me anytime at all, because we're dealing with customer service 24 hours a day. If somebody contacts you, you kind of have to get back to them really quickly. So they might write to our hello at, and then we will get right back to them as soon as possible. But that goes back to your first question from Lacey, which was, let them know that it's a human that they're talking to. Hi, it's Gavin here. I'm not AI. I'm just out walking the dog right now. I'll be back in 5 minutes at the house, or back at the office in 5 minutes, and I can give you a massive long answer then, or we can talk on the phone. But until then, this could help, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. So I think honesty kind of ties in with Lacey's question.
Plus, it's managing expectations. Like most of my clients know, I have a afternoon nap most days. If I don't like answer the phone or get back to you, I'm sleeping.
I think that's absolutely fine. I might go for a nap afterwards.
Yeah, naps are always good. Our final question is from Jessa. I know it's a terrible idea to say calm down, but is there a good way to suggest someone should have a pause and think about to think they're getting overwhelmed?
So is this from the point of view of the person who's in customer service, or the disabled person who's finding they're in a difficult situation?
I think this is from the customer service point of view.
Okay, so what I've found in customer service is that if somebody's angry, they're angry, and you have to allow that anger. You certainly shouldn't get angry with them. It's useful if you maintain a relationship. It's something that I'm incredibly good at, he says, sort of going, oh, I hope I'm good at it. But rapport building is massively important. Accepting where there is fault, saying, yes, that's something we really need to improve. I take on board your point. Would you mind helping me getting some feedback down, and then staying in touch so that we can look at how we've improved. Now, a perfect example. This happened over the weekend. Somebody had gone to our website. They were using Welcome to visit one of our Currys stores. And on our website, it had said, when you walk through the door. It was just one of the bits of it said when you walk through the door. And this person with a wheelchair user, and they said, it'd be kind of cool if you actually didn't say walk. And I know language is always a bit of a challenge. You don't want to write all the different permutations down there or permeations down there. But he said it'd be kind of cool if you said walk or wheel through the door. And that was his personal preference. And I contacted my colleague. I said, could we just put arrived? Could we say when you arrive at our building? Because that covers everybody. So I contacted my colleague yesterday, told him about this. This morning, he wrote to me and said he'd fixed it. I wrote back to the person this morning and said, we fixed it. If you'd like to go on, have a look and see if it's something that you agree with. And the person wrote back to me and said, that's fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. And that's a relationship where it's gone from being a negative to a positive because my openness to change and my openness to listen to them. I love nothing about us without us. But sometimes you've already got the solution in place and you're not wanting to start from scratch, but what you're trying to do is improve. And all of my clients, all of my end users are opportunities for me to improve the service. Sooner or later, you have to compromise. So you can't maybe do two things at the same time, but you can compromise so that both people are happy. And they just need to, and you mentioned this earlier in the talk, managing people's expectations is one of the coolest things you can do. But human chat, long-winded answer to, I hope, actually help.
It works for me. I mean, yeah, we can always improve, but there is a point where you're like, it's good.
You've got to take it on the chin. When you're in the service industry, you've got to learn to take it on the chin. And is the customer always right? Not always. Are they upset? Yes. Whether they're right or not, they're upset. And if you can help them not be upset, then you've made a step forward. There was definitely something when I was a guide dog mobility instructor. If I was training somebody with a guide dog and we got to the end of the walk and they'd done something wrong, I didn't think they had done something wrong. I thought, how could I have explained it in a way where they didn't do it wrong? Or is there something going on with them right now that has meant they couldn't take on board the information I was giving them? Is there something happening in their life? Are they unhappy? Have they had a bad phone call? Are they upset about something? I always took it on board myself. What can I do better? Or what could I have done better? Or what will I do better next time to maybe help them get it right next time?
That's a great way of looking at it. Though, because we have such a large listener base in America, the customer is always right mentality. Please remember that's not the full phrase. It's the customer is always right in matters of taste. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, got a lot of listeners that are American. Thank you for listening as well.
Howdy.
Anyway, I am going to, that's all the questions I've got, unless you've got any extras, Karen.
I haven't today, I'm afraid.
That's
I feel it's all been quite thoroughly covered, I feel.
Awesome.
I agree. Thank you, Gavin, for joining us. I'm going to pass back to Karen to wrap us up. A whoosh.
Oof, that was a tricky one.
Sorry.
Maybe it's just my catching skills. Entirely possible. So, Gavin, is there anything you would like to plug, promote, tell us about? Anything you'd like to draw attention to in the show notes, wherever they may be on your device?
First of all, I would say I hope people have as much fun listening as I've had talking to you both. It's been a hoot. I've really enjoyed it. I think in customer service, just remember that you should be in charge. It's you that can help them help you. And you can do that by just remembering every now and again that they might be having a hard day as well, and take that into consideration. It shouldn't always be one-way traffic. You are the customer, though, and they should be getting it right, but you can help them sometimes to get it right.
Fair and valid, I feel. So thank you for being here once again. And thank you for joining us for 3 Spoonies on better customer service for disabled people. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments and any questions you have. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe for our weekly podcast and leave us a lovely review. You can also buy us a coffee if you like what you do. or a peach and pear Earl Grey tea, because that is flipping delicious, I have to say. All the links, as ever, will be in the show notes, so do give them a sneaky look. We'll see you next week for our next topic, visibility in the media, online. Lovely to see you all. Have a great day and keep track of your spoons.